Good evening, Iona Gaels. As some of you may know, I'm a big fan of British comedy, and it turns out so is my co-host and producer, Catherine Connor. I only discovered this shared interest when we had a chance to travel together to London on a study abroad program. One of our favorite UK programs is a popular game show called Taskmaster, co-hosted by the brilliant comedian Greg Davies. The premise is simple. A group of celebrities given a series of ridiculous tasks to compete, their efforts are recorded, and they're judged in front of a live audience by Taskmaster Greg. The goal of these hapless celebs, to earn the coveted Taskmaster trophy, a glorious golden cast of Greg's head. It's a hilarious show, and I urge you to look up episodes on YouTube and Daily Motion. This fall, Catherine and I had the idea to put on our own version of Taskmaster at Iona College. We met with members of ICTV and Sigma Tau Delta, the English Honor Society, as well as faculty from the Departments of English and Media and Strategic Communications looking for sponsors and volunteers. The outpouring of support was more than we could have hoped for. 6 teams were selected and tasks were created and pre-production began. And am I muted? Oh, you're telling everyone else to unmute. And then COVID-19 hit. And it seemed like our ambition would never be realized. That is, until Catherine reached out to me a couple of weeks into lockdown and asked if maybe we could present a pandemic version with a smaller group and more manageable tasks. I said yes, she said yes, 4 of our original group of contestants said yes, and so here we are. Under less than ideal conditions, but with the fighting spirit that defines us as a community, we present to you our inaugural, there you go, Taskmaster Tournament. We hope that it will continue as a tradition, hopefully on the scale we originally intended, but certainly in the spirit we bring it to you this evening. All right, that's enough inspiration. Here's the truth of the matter. We're all stuck in quarantine, struggling to get through the days, facing challenges we could not have previously imagined, and Catherine and I thought it would be funny to add to the misery of our 4 innocent volunteers, all to amuse ourselves. It's that simple. So in that spirit, we welcome you to Taskmaster, Iona edition. Hello, Catherine. Hello, contestants.
Hi.
Hey.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'll go first. My name is Mackenzie Byrne. I'm a sophomore at Iona College. I'm majoring in media and strategic communications with a focus in digital production. And I'm super happy and excited to be here.
Welcome, Mackenzie.
Yay, Mackenzie.
Should I go next?
Sure.
I'm Nigel. I am double majoring in media broadcast and English. I sprained my ankle over quarantine, and I'm super excited to be here as well.
Good.
Go ahead, Victoria.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dr. Stabell. Hi, I'm Victoria Sanseverino. I'm an English, media and strategic communications double major here at Iona, and I am here with my cat, and we're very happy to be here.
Well, we'll forgive you for the cat.
I'm Ivy Stabell. I'm a faculty member in the English department. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some fun.
All right. Are we all ready and raring to go?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then let's begin with a review of the Taskmaster rules. Rule number 1, each completed task will be ranked 1 to 4 with a contestant in each position. The highest total score at the end of the game will be crowned master of the tasks. Rule number 2, The taskmaster, that is me, is judge and jury. What I say goes, and whatever logic I choose is law. If you think it sounds unreasonable, then you begin to understand the nature of power. Rule number 3, contestants are encouraged to debate, advocate, threaten, or attempt bribes, but once the decision has been rendered, it is final. Whiners will have points deducted and will be haunted by my image forever. Rule number 4, none of these rules need to apply to the taskmaster. If I decide I want to give 2 people the same score, I can. If I decide I want to change my mind, I can. If I decide I want to wear a top hat, I can. Rule number 5, yes, I have a top hat. Is that surprising to anyone? I was young once and had dreams of musical theater. Rule number 6, stop laughing at my hat if you'd rather look at the glare on my head. And look at me. The outcome of this contest could not be more serious or the stakes higher. That's right, gift cards. The first and second finished placers will be walking away with real, honest-to-goodness US currency to spend as they fit. First place will receive $50 and second place will receive $25. So keep those numbers in mind when you're calculating any bribes. Okay, those are the rules. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready to begin?
Yeah.
Catherine, will you please introduce the first task?
Yes, so we, like Dr. Defino mentioned, we said, it'd be fun to make their lives harder. So we sent our first task last. So this is the last task. And we sent it out last night. And their assignment was, we're meeting on Zoom. There have been some technical issues. So here was the task. Prepare a Zoom background of the best thing beginning with the letter D.
Okay.
So let's see what you've got. Let's start with Dr. Stabell.
All right. Just a second. Okay. Did it work?
No.
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 Hold on.
no.
You can always do a share screen of the picture.
Yeah.
Should the Zoom background not work?
It was working a second ago. Oh, shit. Okay.
Is there someone who is ready who would like to share
Yeah.
Yeah.
while you work out your technical glitch?
Victoria, you wanna start?
I'll do it. I'm very excited to be sharing mine. So if anyone's confused, this is America's sweetheart, Danny DeVito. And honestly, he is the best. He played that one guy in Matilda, that other guy in Hercules, and he brings so much joy to America on It's Sunny in Philadelphia. So he makes the children smile.
He makes the children smile.
Who doesn't love that face? Wouldn't you trust that face?
I have to admit, I love that face.
Yeah, it's a solid argument.
Well, I grew up with Danny DeVito. I watched him on Taxi. I remember one of my favorite lines in a movie of all time is in the David Mamet movie Heist, where he says, "Everybody loves money. That's why they call it money," which is the funniest thing I think I've ever heard. And I love It's Always Sunny. So good choice.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. And do I take it down now?
No, please leave it up.
No. please
Okay,
leave it up.
excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
All right, next. Who's ready next?
I
Mackenzie or
have
Nigel?
one.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Awesome.
My face
Nice.
is also a dinosaur. So I'm the sky, or I can be the dinosaur. So
Which one?
yeah, these are dinosaurs. They're pretty scary. It's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the task. So yeah, I also think that my face being a part of this is a really magical moment. I didn't know I could look this good. So yeah.
I agree. It reminds me of the movie Spirited Away, that ghost that comes into the bathhouse. So tell me why you think dinosaurs are the best thing you can come up with a D.
So Jurassic Park was a movie that I had to watch a lot. I can't get over my face right now. I had to watch it a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have a question. Had to watch it a lot? Don't you mean had the privilege?
Okay, wait, let me explain. My little brother.
A dinosaur was
Yes.
holding her hostage.
Yes. My little brother was obsessed with Jurassic Park. So every day after school, it was on all of the movies, even the new ones that came out now. He's still obsessed with it. So I am very versed in the world of dinosaurs. This is a T-Rex right here. So yes, that's why I think that that's
like a hairy T-Rex, isn't it?
yeah, it's a very detailed picture.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie. Who's next?
Am I next?
Sure.
Okay, well, I mean, if I would have known that Mackenzie was gonna do that, I probably would have
Oh,
chose
no.
something else.
Mm.
Oh wow.
But no, it's a little bit more specific.
It's a picture of Mackenzie
Um,
as a silhouette,
Yeah.
as a disembodied spirit.
wait, I don't even. What's going on here? I don't know. I tried to click on it and then it changed into like a.
If you have a photo, you can do a share screen too.
Okay, well, I don't have a photo because it was right there and then it changed on me. But
Okay.
wait, does anyone else have to go before me?
Ivy
can
can go.
go.
Yep.
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
wait, share screen. Hold on. This is my photo. It's the door.
Oh.
Alice's door. I can't help it. My default mode is like sweet and earnest and not hilarious. But what I do like about this door is that all these plants are poison. All the plants around it. She's trying like
Good.
hell to get into that damn garden, and she will probably die in there.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So it's
Alright.
not
Took a
just a
dark
sentimental
turn.
choice, it's the menace of it.
It is also the menace.
Okay, and what's on the other side of the door?
I think a cafeteria or something. No,
No,
the
that's
dean's
right. It's the dean's
garden.
house. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right,
yeah.
yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I appreciate the nostalgia play, the power play.
Yeah, that is definitely a move.
It is.
For those of you that are not aware, Dr. Stabell and I recently, as did Catherine, traveled to London last year and saw this very door together. And a couple of us absconded with some seeds to the Jabberwocky tree, which is right around the corner. I'm not going to say who, but there's an illegal trade going on.
Oh my.
Nigel.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to do the same thing as Mackenzie, so I had a backup one. I was gonna do a Dilophosaurus because like it starts with a D, but then she just did all dinosaur.
That's
But
the
it's
spitting
okay.
kind.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no, it's whatever.
I was
Okay, now
ready.
wait a minute, wait a
So I
minute.
chose Drake because Drake is the GOAT.
Pretty good.
We all know that. Doesn't get better.
Oh my
That's all that
God.
needs to be said, man.
If I only had hair like that. So you went from a dinosaur to Drake. I gotta
Yeah,
say,
well,
Nigel,
I already had Drake in there. I just sometimes
as a backup.
yeah,
or you
sometimes I
always
throw
have
it on
Drake
during
in there?
class. Sometimes
Okay,
I throw it
I
on
gotcha.
during class just because.
Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna have to evaluate each of these. And Mackenzie, you can feel free to,
Thank you. I
enter
was-
the world of the living again.
Join us on the other side of the veil.
I gotta say, Nigel, I think you undersold yourself there because you had a very specific dinosaur in mind. So if
I
it was
know
a
I didn't want to do the
contest
same
between,
thing as her though.
Okay, all right. I think you lost your nerve a little bit there. That would have been a move. Okay, so we've got Alice's door, we've got dinosaurs, we've got Drake, and we've got Danny DeVito. And I have to say, just for pure entertainment value, Danny DeVito has to be number one in
Thank
my
you.
ranking. So
I
Victoria
can't
gets
say
4 points.
I'm surprised.
Me also.
Stabell, I'm a little annoyed that you were playing the sympathy nostalgia card here, even though it was a great choice. I'm going to give you a 2 on that one because I'm not terrifically comfortable with the fact that you're trying to manipulate my emotions rather than my mind. Mackenzie and Nigel, I'm actually going to score you the same. I'm going to give you both 3 points on this one. Nigel, because you were able to kind of be agile and make a change in that moment, even though I might have actually given you first place if you competed head to head. And Mackenzie, because it was hilarious watching your face come in and out. So scores are 4 to Victoria, 3 to Mackenzie, 3 to Nigel, and 2 to Ivy.
Yes.
They could change.
All right.
Catherine, you want to give us the next task?
Yes, I do. 1 second. I almost got it. Sorry, I'm switching. I'm also running the live stream, heads up. So I'm switching between 20,000 screens. Okay.
Round of applause for Catherine for
Yeah,
running the
amen.
show.
I got it. Okay. So find the perfect leaf. The best leaf wins. You have 15 minutes to find your leaf and 5 minutes to send your footage. Please also attach a photo of your leaf. So for this task, how about we start with Mackenzie and Victoria?
Let's do it.
Mackenzie, I'm face palming as well.
Oh,
What happened? You found the same leaf?
you'll see.
Yeah,
Don't assume that's a given.
it's not the ideal weather for the leaves to be alive, you know?
All right, let's pull this up. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, so I just got the task from the Taskmaster and it says, find the perfect leaf. The best leaf wins. You have 15 minutes to find your leaf. Let's go. Okay, I'm outside. It rained. So going to find a wet leaf, I'm assuming. Does it have to be a leaf on the ground? Like, I don't even know. I don't think that there's any leaves that are on the ground out here.
It's raining, so I'm probably not gonna stay out for too long. Sorry.
You're standing under a tree and you can't find a leaf?
Alright, here we go. Alright. Ooh, I almost got out my stairs. That's good. Alright, these are leaves. They're dead. They're pretty. I don't know if they're perfect leaf material.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking in the bushes because all I can find is dead leaves. So we're gonna look over here. There's this one. That's pretty okay. I don't know if it has to be dead or alive.
Those trees don't have leaves. We're doing good. That is dead. We're still doing good. Oh, it's cold. More dead leaves. Very good. Okay, that's a plant with leaves.
Okay, I'm going to try and find a leaf better than this dead one, but I have to go in my backyard. So here we go. Okay, going into the backyard, looking for a leaf. I don't have a lot of trees. Well, I do, but none of them are dying and dropping leaves. Maybe that one. I guess this one could be a contender.
Okay, we might just have to go and try to find a cute dead leaf. Love it. Let's see. Is there anything here? No. Very good. Oh, it's cold. It's very, very cold. Does these count as leaves? These are cute. Let's see. Get some trees back here. And they don't have any leaves on them. So I guess that this one will be my perfect leaf. I think I'm just gonna have to go with it. All right, it is what it is. Well, I don't have too much variety. This one looks nice. I kind of like that. She's pretty. Okay, everyone. It's been fun. I didn't do well on this challenge. Okay, bye.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, me too. It sounds so stupid, but I was unclear on like, do I pluck the leaf from the tree? Like that's what my issue was, because like I didn't know if that was allowed. So I was just looking for them on the ground.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. First of all, why did you think the leaf had to be living to be perfect? You were both it seemed like you were looking for a living leaf? to
Yeah,
pick it from the
I
tree?
want it to be green, but
Yeah, I was seeing like maple leaf, like something on an ad for like syrup, in my mind's eye, and the blessed laid plans, they just they fall apart.
I wanted like
What I like is that you both said no, not a dead leaf, and then you both passed plants with living leaves.
That's right.
And
Many
then-
of them, in
Well,
fact.
A lot, and didn't pick them. And Victoria, you even walked up to your porch and saw there's a plant, there's leaves, and then you
But
turned
they
around.
weren't
And then you looked
They
into a
weren't
pot
cute
without a
enough.
plant.
they weren't cute enough. I wasn't satisfied.
Was it Victoria that circled entirely around your yard and then ended up exactly where you started to pick up the
Yes,
leaf?
That is correct, sir. That is correct.
Either way, if anyone was looking for a literary reference, you're walking across your lawn, Leaves of Grass, Walt Whitman, you would have scored, you would have won the game based on that, frankly. As someone who studied 19th century American lit, I would have given it to you. I like the fact that both of you found the most common leaf in the Northeast, which is a white oak as well. And that they looked very similar. They're almost identical to each other, even in the bend, which obviously they are from the same species, but nonetheless, you kind of both ended up in the same place. I also like the fact that both of you made a big search of it. You didn't give up. You didn't walk out and say, I'll take the first thing. You spent a lot of time on it. You got frustrated and you came back, and the choice that you made in the end, in some ways, was giving up, but you did have a leaf when it was over. It wasn't the one you were looking for.
It was giving up with spirit.
Yes,
That's really what it
exactly. And with a result. So you get
Yeah.
some credit for that. Shall we move on to our next two contestants?
Yes. So our next contestant is Nigel. And here's Nigel.
Yeah.
So, the task I was given was to go outside and pick up the most perfect leaf off the floor, and I had 15 minutes to do it. But I recently sprained my ankle, and I'm in crutches. So, and I'm looking outside. I don't see that many leaves anyway because I'm in Florida. So I'm gonna take a pass on that one, and I'm not gonna go out and try to find a leaf, but I wish everybody else luck doing that. So have a good one.
Okay.
To be fair, there are no trees in Florida.
Sportsmanlike.
There are no trees in Florida.
What do you mean there are no trees in Florida?
It's not like there are no dead leaves
What
around.
do oranges and lemons grow on exactly?
But they're way up.
Not only that, but you had an opportunity to pick a living leaf.
No, they were way up in the sky.
Okay,
was
so
not
I have,
getting the lead.
first of all, again, props for honesty, props for, look, I'm going to throw in the towel on this. But I do
Yeah.
have a question. So
What's
you
up?
had 15 minutes to find the perfect leaf. Couldn't you have sent someone else to do it?
No, I couldn't have.
You could. Is there no one there?
I live with my dad, but I don't even think he was there at the time. He like in Florida, they're not taking this serious in Florida. Like my dad goes to work.
Couldn't
Every
he have gotten
day.
you a leaf on the way home?
No, not in the car. I don't know. I don't know. I
Fair.
probably could have in hindsight,
Look, I
wobbled up
realize that I'm in murky ethical waters, criticizing someone with an injury in the middle of a pandemic, but nonetheless, I think there was a lack of imagination there. And
Yeah,
I
I
find the
know.
claim that there are no trees in Florida to be absolutely absurd.
No, I mean, not really where I am though. There's bushes.
Take it
A
outside.
window.
There's
You can't
mad
reach
bushes.
and get one.
There's a ton of bushes.
Oh my
But-
goodness.
No leaves.
I
All
do
right.
have to mess something up. As the administrator of this, Nigel told me, I was like, hey, can I get those tasks? He's like, yeah, sorry, it's been a while because I'm on crutches. I was about to send him this one, and I was like, please don't hurt yourself, because that's going to be on me. So like, if you hurt yourself on your time, that's fine, but don't
Okay.
hurt yourself.
So the problem
my-
with that, Catherine, is I'm not scoring you. I'm scoring Nigel. So
I'll
I
take
can't
I'll take an L
denote
for
here.
that. I can't compete. I'm injured. I'm out for 4 to 6 weeks.
I
I'm
will
on the
take
bench.
I will take that into consideration.
I'm on the bench.
Okay,
All right, are we ready for the last contestant?
I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's me, Dr. Stabell. I'm taking the leaf challenge, and I hope this works because I don't have enough storage on my phone to take videos with that, so I gotta use my computer and stupid, what's it called, Zoom. Okay, so I'm leaving my house, and I'm not showing you the dishes I haven't cleaned, and I'm going outside to find perfect leaf. My goodness. Okay, I have a garden, as you can see, so there are many leaves that are good. Oh, that one's not so perfect. Okay. Boston lettuce is a pretty good leaf, but not perfect. Not perfect. Okay, wait. I got these. Those are pretty good. But I don't know. Those are kind of more spectacular in the flower department. Lavender's good. Strawberry. I always like these. These are good. These are like kind of heart-shaped guys. I don't want to like. I don't know. They all look the same, do they not? No. Wait. Oh, okay, wait. I know. Okay, hold on. Got a good. Wait. I've got it. Oh, found it. Exactly. This one. Maybe not that one. That one's pretty good. That one's better. Okay, yes. I have found the perfect leaf. I'm sacrificing it by pulling it off my plant. I've got it. Here we go. Here it is. Ready? The perfect leaf is an ivy leaf. Of course.
Ooh, well
Oh
played.
my
I
God.
think.
That was a good
Ah.
one.
That was
mad
so good.
That
All right,
was
take us
good.
through it. It's still perfect. When did you do this?
Like 3 days ago. I'm
Okay.
telling you perfectly.
So here's what's impressive about that to me, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. I happen to know you haven't lived in your house that long.
Yeah, true.
That is an old growth piece of ivy. So you did not plant that for this competition or the day you moved in. It was in there. This was not something that was prearranged, essentially.
True.
So talk to me about it. Talk me through your
Well,
thought process.
My ego about my name is massive. I love it. I think it's the very best of all the names. And I always have an eye for ivy plants wherever I see them. So I'm shocked I didn't think of it right away, actually. But yeah.
I like that. I like the arrogance, which is not typical. It's on the nose, which ordinarily I would really struggle with, but the fact that you had to go out and find it, and it was clear that there was a process going on, suggests that, I mean, maybe you're pulling the wool over my eyes here, but it did seem legit to me. You went out into the yard and you found the thing, the perfect thing. So on that basis, I have to give you the highest score on this one. Even though I know that puts me in a tricky spot, since you are my department colleague and people are going to think it's in the bag.
It's
I
rigged.
do want to interject really quickly because we do have a couple of comments that I've pulled from
Let's hear.
YouTube.
Oh,
First is from Dr. Christina Carlson, who is in Florida right now. And she
I
says,
saw that.
With a leaf in her hand, I imagine.
she says, I'm in Florida, there were leaves.
should
The
rob me
second,
Should have brought me.
the second is people are wondering how if they would get points for being creative, because someone said they would show us a piece of loose leaf or a tea leaf. So they're wondering how far creativity goes in this competition.
Well, we'll see as we move along here, because I have a feeling there'll be some creative responses to some of the other challenges. Yeah, obviously, creativity depends on, I just said, for example, if someone picked up a blade of grass, which obviously is not a leaf, and said leaves of grass, I would certainly have given them very, very high marks for that, just because they'd be hitting me where I live.
I
Yeah,
also want to point out that our very own Dr. Cosby's pointed out that we're pretty sure every one of you walked past, except for maybe Nigel, because he didn't move. Every one of you walked past a house plant on your way out the door.
yes.
Oh.
A living house plant, not a dead one.
Yeah.
I wanted to take the leaf off of the plant. I didn't know. I didn't want to do that.
So you wanted a living leaf that had fallen off independently.
Yeah, I want a freshly fallen off leaf.
That is a very
I
narrow
feel
margin,
that my
Mackenzie.
leaf harvesting was more ethical than perhaps Dr. Stabell's leaf harvesting.
Yeah.
She plucked a fresh growing leaf. You know, that is murder. Plants are alive. The
She's
end.
already been scored. So if you're looking to gain points against that, look. And
I'm
by
just
the way,
looking to talk,
I
I'm
mean,
just looking to talk smack.
she did say that she had to sacrifice it, right? So she took,
That's
she at
true.
least took the moral burden on herself.
I can.
Victoria and Mackenzie, I think I have to score you the same because you ended up with the same result and roughly the same process. Mackenzie did it in a heavy rain, which if there was a half. Victoria, I'm sorry. So I may give you an extra half of a point for that.
Mackenzie had a clean leaf.
I had a clean leaf. Mine was dry.
He had a clean leaf. That's points. That's points.
So I'm awarding Mackenzie 3 and Victoria 3.5. Nigel, I've taken all of these sort of, whatever, or Victoria 3.5, pardon me. I've taken all of your lies and assembly and your injury into consideration, and I am willing to give you 2 pity points.
Thank you very much.
Even though
I'll
you
take
didn't
those.
complete the task. So Ivy 4, Victoria 3.5, Mackenzie 3, and Nigel 2. Shall we move
Sick.
on to the next task?
All right, that brings us to our next task, which reads, take an extraordinary photo of an ordinary thing. Most extraordinary picture wins. You have 24 hours to send your picture. And who would you like to start with, Dr. Defino?
Dealer's choice.
All right, so let's start with Victoria. She's the first one to come up for me. So here is Victoria's photo. Can you guys see it?
It's abstract art.
Tell us about it.
Let me tell you a story about a girl. She gets it. This is gonna get emotional. She gets an email from the Taskmaster and says, take an extraordinary picture of an ordinary thing. Yes, we all know the story. Now she's reading Emma, a book that is extraordinary. What's more extraordinary than literature, knowledge, and perspective? So she puts it on the ground and she's drinking some water, She's drinking a glass of water because what's more beautiful than hydration? And she puts the glass of water on top of the book and photographs the cover of the book, an ordinary thing, from an extraordinary perspective.
So what we're looking at is
End scene.
Okay. So what we're looking at is the cover of Emma, refracted through the bottom of a drinking glass.
That is correct, sir.
Emma, famously a novel
By-
about chairs.
That is questionable.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's
All
see
right,
the next one.
Next up is Dr. Stabell.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
here.
Is that Ivy as well?
Yeah, there's theme.
All right, tell me about your picture.
This here picture is taken on the morning walk I've been taking every day since quarantine. I don't know if you guys know this, but Dr. Mitra lives in the next town over from me, and we take a socially distanced masked walk every morning. And one morning we were walking past this stop sign, which is, well, so it's an ordinary stop sign on top of, I think, like a rock wall. And it's just freaking surrounded by plants and trees. And so it kind of looks like it's growing out of nowhere, which I thought was kind of extraordinary. But also one day there was a child standing next to it, just like parallel with the stop sign. And this child was just standing there staring. And Dr. Meeker and I were talking and we were chatting, and I kept kind of like looking at the child and sort of gesturing towards the child. And she never made any indication that she saw this phantom child standing near the stop sign.
Could have been Mackenzie.
Could have been, yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is there a child in this photograph?
Yeah, it's a look and see.
Because if there isn't a child, why are you telling me about a child?
I don't know. It's extraordinary
Rigged.
to me.
Are you trying to
Context.
distract me?
It's rigged.
Maybe.
Sympathy in, play on my emotions?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a floating stop sign.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Nigel. Talk us
Okay.
through it, bud.
All right, so I figure we're all living pretty boring lives. You know, we're walking outside looking for leaves, and you were taking
Stop
pictures of
signs.
stop signs and stuff. You know, so I figure I'd spice it up a little bit, and I took an explosion, and then I put my headphones in front of it, and I timed it really right, and I took a picture with my phone, and that's how I got that picture.
Okay, so that is a video of an explosion behind your headphones, or you
No,
blew up your house?
It's a firecracker in my backyard.
That is actually an explosion.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it was
Can't
a
find a leaf, but he
picture.
can light a firecracker.
It was no.
That's
it's a
why he doesn't
picture,
have any
bro.
leaves. He keeps blowing up his trees. I literally thought that was cauliflower in the back.
That would have been cool if it
Buff-
was. I should have done that.
Buffalo cauliflower.
Buffalo cauliflower.
Okay, so your explanation doesn't make sense to me. What I see is a photograph of an explosion with your headphones on top of it, or a Photoshop of some sort.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, lastly, we have Mackenzie. Talk us through it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So this is the inside of a flower that's in my back garden. And usually when I take pictures of our tulips, I just like take a picture of the whole tulip. And I feel like it's cool because it's like a bee's perspective almost, if it was like going into the flower. So flowers can be extraordinary, but tulips are pretty like common and ordinary. And I feel like it's an extraordinary picture of an ordinary flower.
Okay. So I have a
All right.
question of all of you. Which do you think is the best?
I think
Fine.
mine is the best.
You think yours is the best?
I like Victoria's though.
I like Victoria's.
Oh, thank you. I actually like Mackenzie's.
Thank
I feel
you.
the need to not be super biased, you know, not pick myself.
Well, okay. I'm going to go from lowest to highest here. Ivy, I'm sorry. I don't find anything extraordinary about this picture. It's a stop sign poking
loved
through
the
some
ghost
greenery.
child story, though.
Yeah, the ghost child
child.
is fine, but if I saw a ghost there, you would have gotten number one. If you can take a picture of a ghost, you're the next master of the tasks. But I don't see a ghost here. I don't see a child. I see a stop sign in a bush. So
Yeah.
I'm giving you 1 point for that.
All right.
All
The
right.
other three are tougher. I'm going to go to the top actually on this. I think I'm going to go with Victoria for the 4 here because she was actually distorting the image. And though the elements of it are, once you look at it for a minute, you see what it is and what's going on there. The choice of the object underneath the book cover I thought was pretty cool because it's a repeated image and it draws your eye in, and of course the refraction of the glass around it. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to rank that the highest. I'm going to give that the 4, which leaves us with the 2 and the 3 in the middle. This is tricky. Nigel, I don't know if you met the brief here because you combined 2 things and took a photograph of them. They're not really ordinary objects. They're in an extraordinary juxtaposition with each other, but it is a cool image. It reminds me of 80s advertising for some reason. And I think the tulip is beautiful, even though I know exactly what it is when I look at it. I like the story of the bee entering and taking the pollen. So I think I'm going to have to give Mackenzie a 3 and Nigel the 2 based on that.
Okay.
So Victoria is 4, Mackenzie is 3, Nigel is 2, and Ivy is 1.
All right. Just some facts here. Audience support, not that it matters because they're ultimately powerless and have no bearing, but audience support also picked Victoria, which I thought was interesting.
Oh.
All right, well then I changed my mind. No.
I mean, your word is law. I have no choice.
And because you repeated that dictum, I'll leave you at 4. You're fine. Shall we move on to the next, or do we have more comments?
No, I mean, just on the note of bees, save them. That's kind of all I had to say. All right, so our next task. Sorry, I was trying to prep all the windows. Here we go. Throw a standard sheet of paper into a trash can. Most spectacular throw wins. You have 1 hour to complete this challenge and 15 minutes to send your footage. So we are going to begin with Nigel for this.
Chill. My glasses are broke.
Oh no, please then.
Holy crap!
Oh.
And nothing.
How many
Okay.
times
wildly
did it take
impressed.
you before you got it in?
So I'm gonna tell you a true story. So
You didn't
the reason I
spring
got
your
up and
I'm
the
glad you're
reason
not
I
gonna
got
lie
up
to
and
us.
the reason I got up and checked is because I made it on the first try. And then after that, I started recording like 50 other videos trying to like do 2 at the same time, but I couldn't get it. But that's first one I got on the first try, which is
Okay,
why
the
I was
fact
like,
that it was the first try, I think, out of the box makes it pretty spectacular.
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Although I did see a pile of leaves in the corner of your room.
All right, next up we have Mackenzie.
Terrible already.
No, stop.
No, shush. Leave that up to the taskmaster. Not your job. All right.
So I just got my next task from the taskmaster, and it says, throw a standard sheet of paper into the trash can. Most spectacular throw wins. So my garbage can is right there. So I think I'm just going to crumple this up. And let's see, I'm a righty. I'm shooting with my left hand, so let's see how this goes. I'm honestly like not even that far from the can. That's why this is like really embarrassing. But let's try it again. Oh yes, okay. Okay, so that was an opposite hand throw into the garbage can. Left hand when I am a righty with me holding the camera. So pretty spectacular stuff, I think. Okay.
Word.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So how do we confirm that you're using your opposite hand? I don't mean to call you a liar, Mackenzie, but are you a liar?
I'm not a liar. I've been reaching for my water bottle. Every time I go to reach, I use my right hand. So there you go. There's your proof.
Ooh, pull a Sherlock Holmes on us. All right.
Yeah. Yes.
Except that I didn't see you take the shot with your left hand. So whatever you're doing with your water bottle is not germane.
Well, I was holding I was using a selfie stick.
Selfie stick. I saw that after the shot.
Ooh.
I was using my selfie stick in my right hand and I was throwing it in my left hand.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna.
doesn't have to take my word. I think.
No, I will. You know what? Honor code.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Victoria.
Oy.
Hold on. I have like 12,000 windows open for all these videos, so bear with me.
You guys aren't ready.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Listen, there are a few things I love in this life. Space Jam. No.
So Victoria, in that case, you're reading the most spectacular shot as the spectacle as well, right? Not just the shot?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. And how did you come to that?
You know, let's see. Let me think. I'm so hungry.
Was it just spiritual?
I mean, I'm easily impressed by things that are flashy. And I felt the need to be as flashy as possible in order to produce my best work.
Can you
I don't
give
know
me
what
an
to say.
example of something flashy that impresses you?
Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I respect that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
respect
think
that
of
a
him
lot.
as flashy, but I get that.
That's, it's an opinion.
My
I'm sorry, I
assumption is that
can't stop laughing.
you just dance a lot in your room. That's what I was thinking. And
Oh, I do have a story.
okay, let's see it.
Do you know which
Oh
story?
no.
There's an account.
Will it help with the scoring?
Yes.
It might. It
Okay.
confirms your dancing in the room theory. Victoria texted me a couple years ago. Immediately after we were texting, and she stopped, and then she comes back and tells me, she's like, "I'm sorry, I got a nosebleed dancing in my room to time after time." So
I know it wasn't. It was Turn Back Time by Cher.
turn back.
Oh,
sorry.
And
Olive.
I was dancing and I got an aggressive nosebleed and I can't explain it.
Well, I can't explain Cher. It would have been better if it was time after time, because you've been doing a lot of swaying and, there's the inner ear thing. Sometimes things happen. All right, well, thank you,
Yeah.
Victoria.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Last up, we have Dr. Stabell.
I might have misunderstood the assignment.
Well, we'll see.
How many of you had Dr. Stabell for class?
Here.
I might have misunderstood the assignment.
Hello, it's Dr. Stabell. I shall now take the paper throwaway challenge. Plain notebook. Sheet. Standard sheet. And here I go. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay.
What?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm chopping it.
I appreciate the apron.
Yeah.
It's a nice apron.
Where is this going though?
Can
Is
I
it
point
actually
out?
cutting? I don't think it's actually
It's not
cutting.
cutting great. No.
Can I point out the next time Dr. Stabell steps aside a little bit, the aggressive amount of tomatoes in the background. Like a lot of tomatoes. It's like 5 boxes. I watched this back a couple times to confirm.
I'm just so confused right now.
What in God's name are you doing?
I don't know.
She might have misunderstood.
Maybe.
I was trying to be creative.
So are you going to bake this into a ball? Or is this a
What, Dr. Stabell, what is that?
Peanut oil,
peanut oil?
of course.
Of course. Why would it be olive oil? With paper?
What is
Wow, and
that?
fresh citrus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
One slice of paper, bit of peanut oil, half of a lemon,
Oh, are you gonna take a shot?
crack of pepper,
God, I hope so.
crack of salt, fresh cilantro.
How about some of those tomatoes?
Yeah.
There are so many.
See,
Look.
maybe we could add some paprika. Ooh, that was kind of.
Dr. Stabell, paprika is expensive. You're wasting it on paper?
I know. Mustard.
Also, like mustard powder.
Wow, how about that? Yeah. Little saffron coming next, or what?
Ground fennel. Yep.
So someone says
God.
this is my favorite recipe, Loki.
And a clove.
Is
Let me
it-
not take that.
Ivy, is this what you ate when you were growing up?
Yeah. Now.
Oh my God.
As you can see.
Ugh.
Mm, that's terrible. I better throw it away.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Oh.
I love it.
But
I actually
does
love
the
it.
Oh
Garbage.
my God.
Throw it away in the garbage. I did it.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Wow. Okay, were you intentionally misunderstanding the task,
I
or
think I was. I really don't. I think I was supposed to be creative about how to get it in the garbage.
sure? Yeah, and you
Oh.
were.
What
You
I
were
was.
definitely creative. Can you read the task
Wasteful.
again, please,
Wasteful
Catherine?
but
And
creative.
I'll read it again.
Yes, I can. Throw a standard sheet of paper into a trash can. Most spectacular throw wins.
Okay, I mean, you did throw it in, right? You threw it out.
Mm.
Maybe
And-
throwing something out isn't the same as throwing something in.
And
I
are
just
we
knew that-
taking?
Are we taking?
I guess
what?
are we taking spectacular from the point of spectacle, or are you taking spectacular from the point of spectacle?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
good question.
Because we had two very different readings of spectacle in this case. Victoria's was a very kinetic one, and Ivy's was more of a piece of performance art. Huh. Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Next
Is
book
throwing
encounter
out the same
extraordinary.
as throwing in? I'd like to hear from the other contestants.
I mean,
You know, it's,
so.
oh, sorry.
It's okay. I don't think so, but I appreciate how much
I'll remember you, Mackenzie.
I appreciate how much spice you used and wasted on the paper.
Oh
That wasn't
No.
my question, though.
I know. I don't think that it is, because we had to aim. We had to throw a ball of paper in the air. Nigel didn't look. Victoria danced.
Okay, I'm not asking whether yours were better or not. I'm asking whether if it's the brief. Is throwing out the same as throwing in?
Air. for aim in the
Yeah, aim and
Catherine,
air
what
were
does
not
the
in there.
audience think?
Let's
We
not
have-
poison the well. Go
We
ahead.
have a lot of confused reactions. Julia
Excellent.
Fabrizio says, this is my favorite recipe, low key. Dr. Carlson says this is oddly riveting. Someone says yummy. And then Julia just keeps typing Ivy over and over.
I have to think about this. Okay, I want to start with Nigel's. The fact that it was the first one, the fact that he limped across the room and seemed genuinely surprised that it was his, at least in terms of purely understanding what the brief was, that was spectacular. You made the shot the first time. So wherever you rank, you're going to rank pretty high. Mackenzie, yours also was pretty superb. I mean, you didn't make it the first time. You admitted to the errors the first time, but you were also trying to do something that was technically very difficult for you. And you did achieve it, and then you backed it up with, I'm choosing to believe you, with details, right? So that certainly would rank high. Victoria understood spectacle as bringing some show to the show, which I thought was a great reading, actually, of the brief. And I think that's going to score pretty high as well. It's really Ivy that I'm stuck on here because there's a lot of creativity. There was a lot of theater to it. So it was spectacular. There's no doubt about it. There was a performance there. But I don't think throw out and throw in are the same thing. You didn't throw it in, you dumped it in. And I think that difference is important here. So while I'd like to credit you, I'm going to have to give you a lower score. So this is tricky. First place is between Mackenzie and Nigel, and I'm thinking I might just give them both 4 points because they're both spectacular for different reasons. Victoria, I think you deserve a 3 because it was spectacular. It took you 2 shots to do it, but you kept the show going. Ivy, I'm going to give you a 2 because I do think it was a good try, but it didn't meet the brief. Unless you can convince me otherwise right now.
Oh, yeah. Read me the text again one more time, Catherine.
$50.
I can do that. Throw a standard sheet of paper into a trash can. Most spectacular throw wins.
Most spectacular throw.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 2 points, Ivy. A nod is not convincing me of anything.
I know.
So Mackenzie and Nigel split for first place at 4, Victoria at 3, and Ivy at 2. No one scored a 1 on that one. We ready for our next and final task?
We are. This last task was
hard.
1 second.
All
right.
I second that.
Simply reads, camouflage yourself. You have 24 hours to send your footage. First up, we have Nigel. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to pause it for a second so the audience can guess where Nigel is. Actually, I believe he freezes, but some of them I might pause.
That's my fan.
Who's your fan?
It's loud.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna ask the other contestants. Contestants, where's Nigel?
Nigel's in
I
it.
really
I think he's in the box.
Which box?
The one that's standing up against the wall.
Ooh. I was gonna say he pops out of the closet, but I really like this box theory.
All right.
The chair, actually. Takes a minute to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to skip ahead, but I don't want to skip you.
The suspense is killing me. Oh my goodness.
I thought you were gonna edit it.
No, most of them I did.
I honestly didn't have much to disguise myself with, but I found this tall box. And I figured it would work, so.
All right.
Okay. So tell me about your choice here.
It was like the first one I did. I didn't really I wasn't on page yet, but I was looking for stuff to disguise myself with and I couldn't find anything. So I went in the living room and we have a lot of boxes. We have like a unreasonable amount of boxes. So I just took one and
No
put it over
leaves, but
myself.
boxes.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of pain. Like I hit my hand on the ceiling fan at one point, trying to get it on.
Is that how you sprained your ankle?
No. I hurt my hand, but it wasn't my ankle.
Good God.
So then I just decided to go in the corner with the box. I was in that box.
You
Okay,
were
I
in
think-
the box.
Yeah.
Was it Mackenzie
say-
that said that's Mackenzie? You were the one that pointed that out. 'Cause
Yeah.
I honestly did not see it. You disguised your
Nigel
legs
sent it to me.
beautifully.
Nigel sent it to me, and I was watching, and I was like, "Did he just send me an empty? Like, where is like did he misunderstand? I did not. The box did not occur to me."
Yeah, that was
All right.
good. I really didn't see it. I was thinking you were in the closet or in the cabinet, or you're going to come out from under the bed. It was a weird juxtaposition because there was something on the back of the chair that blended in with your legs, and it was hard to
Yeah.
see. I thought it was just a long box for, I don't know, skis or something like that.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Victoria.
Oh,
You're inside the teddy bear.
100%.
Well, I almost was right. Wow.
Oh, I'm sort of disappointed. I did put the boxes there to throw people off, but I
Yes.
guess it didn't work.
No, it did
Um,
work. I was actually trying to figure out how you could possibly be in a stack of boxes. I was looking at the bear and thinking, there's no way you can contort yourself behind that and be completely hidden. And that's exactly what you did.
Well, interestingly, I shoved half of my body under the bed, and then the rest of it was hidden by the bear. So,
Okay. I wish you hadn't
Yeah.
told me that.
why?
Because I don't consider under the bed camouflaging yourself. Camouflaging is being in sight but invisible. When you're under the bed, you're not visible. You never see
But the bed is visible. You see the bed. and then
I'll
you
take
know that
into
there's the
consideration,
possibility
but you
that I
know,
could
I
be
wouldn't
underneath the
say that
bed.
a robber came in and hid under my bed. I wouldn't say they camouflaged myself in their room waiting to murder me.
Okay.
I'll
Another
think
dark
about it. I mean, you were
turn, but
half in and
okay.
half out. Well, I mean, you had a great trick there, and then you sort of explained yourself possibly into jeopardy, Victoria. Sometimes you just have to take the compliment.
You're right. My degree means nothing, I guess.
Okay. All right. We have the second to last video, which is Mackenzie. Whoops, if I can figure out.
I wonder where she is.
Huh.
Okay, I just got to the next task from the Taskmaster, and I'm gonna open it right now. Okay, it says camouflage yourself. Okay. I think I actually might have an idea for this. Okay, so my room is pink. Pink walls, pink bed sheets, pink pillows. So I'm thinking that I just put on pink clothing and try and fit in with my pillows. We'll see. Pink sweater is on. And now I think I'll try and go in between here and do it. I don't know. I think I've got this, but I don't know. Okay. I'm my pillow.
I thoroughly enjoy the struggle of watching people get in and out of this place. And maybe that makes me sadistic.
I think your sweatshirt really looked like a throw pillow. Oh, good.
I agree. Yeah.
The worst part was me not thinking to like crop out like my legs or something to like send the video in. But you know, it is what it is. Maybe my bed's just shaped like that. It has human legs in the middle of it. Just
You just keep a mannequin in there for safety.
yeah, sometimes.
Look, I like the idea. I like that you were thinking about the color scheme and the way you could literally camouflage yourself in the space so you wouldn't be visible. I think the execution was definitely lacking, but the concept was there.
Thank you.
All right, we have our final task of the evening. Dr. Stabell.
I think I need subtitles.
It just was a little bit quiet and I couldn't boost the audio anymore.
Okay, this is me camouflaged, feeling extremely stupid.
Okay, this is Dr. Stabell, about to attempt the camouflage challenge. I feel most like this is going to make me look like an idiot, and it was very difficult to think of something. I just don't have a good idea for this one. I'm sorry. The best I can come up with is being able to camouflage myself as a part of my bed by mainly hiding underneath the blankets. I've been really reflecting on the difference between hiding and camouflaging, and I'm not sure I've got it down. Anyhow, I'm going to do my best. Sorry to bring you all into my bedroom, which is slightly weird, and also sorry to make you see this. This is my strategy. I have secured a pillow on my head with a scarf, like so. I'm gonna remove my glasses because they're dark and don't match the colors. I'm gonna go get in under the covers and kind of peek my eyeballs out under the pillow so that it kind of seems like camouflage rather than just hiding. Stay there for several seconds as directed, and then I'm ending this video. Okay, give me a minute.
Oh my God. Are you dislocating your shoulder right now? What's going on?
Okay, this is me camouflaged, feeling extremely stupid.
Okay. Also, I promise I make my bed sometimes. Just I needed to fluff it up a little bit so you wouldn't notice there was a person in there. Okay, bye.
Wow.
Wow.
I like the scarf thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah.
That was a selling point.
Tell us about this, please, Ivy. Where'd you come up with this idea?
Well, my other idea was to like staple a bunch of student papers to myself and just climb into a pile of junk on the floor of my office. But that seemed more painful and difficult. And this one, I kind of liked the like big floppy nature of the pillow. I kind of enjoyed that. And I just thought I'd try and get real flat.
All right. I have two things here. First of all, this made me laugh louder than anything else.
Yeah.
The image of you with a pillow tied to your head, looking like you were, I don't know, a street peddler or something like that, was absolutely hilarious. Second of all, the camouflage worked. It totally worked. It looked like an unmade bed where the blanket was slightly folded over. It looked like my bed does all day, all the time, right? I didn't see a body there the first time. I mean, I knew it because I heard you say I'm camouflaged and I was sort of drawn to it, but I would not have guessed there was a person in there if I walked into the room. Although I don't think you would be able to hold still very long. There's a lot of wiggling going on.
I was trying to get in position.
So this is a tough one. Who wants to advocate for themselves here?
I do just want to pull a couple comments from the chat.
Yeah, please.
Not to go back to our talk about Dick Van Dyke before the stream, but Julia Fabrizio says that looks like a hat straight out of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
scarf.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Who wants to advocate for themselves here? We're down to the wire. It's all to play for.
$50. Come on.
50 bucks or 25 bucks. There's a lot of money here. I only get half of that.
I don't
let's
know.
hear it,
My next best choice was like my wall. So I was like, do I make myself pink and blend into my wall, or do I try to become a pillow? So I thought that I think that I look like a throw pillow if my
The
leg
strategy was
cut off.
Yeah, no. It was the execution. If we couldn't see your legs, I would have said that was great. Hey, if you disappeared into your wall, I'd give you the trophy right now. I would love to see you stepping out of the wall like one of those.
I don't have pink face.
Skin Wars things.
Does anyone remember the somebody that I used to know?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nigel, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think as much as I loved everybody's video, I think there's something to be said for hiding in plain sight or semi-plain sight, and then being just hiding under whatever you put over your face. But I liked everybody's. I think this is a hard one.
I agree. It is hard. So I'm going to have to sort of operate a little bit on technicalities here in order to make a judgment.
I will say the further we get into discussion, the more tense the chat's getting. We have people saying Dr. Stabell had the best effort. Nigel was the only one they didn't guess. Someone just says Mackenzie in all caps. We have a lot of contenders here.
Okay. All right. So here's how I
themselves quite as much as I did.
What's that?
Debased themselves quite as much as I did. Points for shamelessness.
Yeah. In terms of entertainment value and execution, I have to rate Ivy the highest here, I think. That was impressive. You pulled it off as a stunt, and you pulled it off as a camouflage as well. So I'm going to give you 4 points. I'm giving Nigel 3 points because I agree. He's the one person I absolutely could not have guessed where he was, even though Mackenzie did guess. I saw it, and I'm like, where the hell is it? I actually thought it was going to be really crappy camouflage. Yeah.
Sorry, just check your audio really quick. Because we can hear you, but you're coming out staticky and demon-like.
How am I now?
No,
That's
the
kind of
same.
Maybe try without the
No.
headphones.
How about now?
Better.
Excellent.
Okay, good. All right. Crap. I'm half deaf. Now I'm in trouble. Nigel's was the one I couldn't have guessed. Absolutely could not have guessed, even though others did. I thought it was going to end up being your worst challenge, that you're going to step out of the closet or you're going to cheat in some way, because I didn't see you anywhere in the room. I thought that was great, so I'm giving you a 3 for that. Now for Mackenzie and Victoria, it gets a little trickier. Both of them, I thought, had a flaw in the construction of what they were doing. Mackenzie just didn't camouflage herself well enough, even though the concept was good. And I believe Victoria cheated a little by sneaking half of her body under the bed.
Ooh, controversial.
Yeah. I'm going to be generous and give both of you a 2. I'm not going to score anyone with a 1 on this one. And I may regret that because I have no idea how these things are going to tally out. So Catherine has been keeping score and I have been keeping score. And we're going to take a minute to add up the scores and see where we are. So chat among yourselves for a minute.
In the meantime, keep the people entertained.
Yes, that's right. Bring a song. Victoria, would you like to dance?
Victoria.
I'm gonna pass. I've done my on-screen dancing. I'm gonna nominate Dr. Ivy Stabell. Why don't you? Would you like to show us some moves? Oh yeah.
This is what I got.
That's the Harry Potter dance.
The Harry Potter dance, exactly.
Yeah. What spells are you casting?
All of them.
All of them.
At once.
All of the spells. I'm just really excited to eat my dinner.
Yeah, I've gotten some angry texts from my mom. She's like, dinner's ready. Where
Yeah.
are you? I'm like, I'm on a live stream. She's like, "Mm."
I went out there before and I was like, hey, like I'll set the computer, you guys can watch. And they're like, why? I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
My dad
geez.
was texting me commentary throughout.
Yeah, no, I'm being attacked in multiple like group chats right now. So
Oh wait, has your dad been texting you, Catherine?
Yes, he has.
I can only imagine what he's had to say about yours truly.
On it, nothing yet.
But
we'll-
what's
I don't
Casey?
know until I see him
I'm
in
almost
person.
offended.
Catherine, are you there yet?
Finishing now. I'm bad with numbers, even though I'm using a calculator. Yeah, so I have do you want to say what you have first?
No,
Make
I'd
sure we
like to hear
position-
from you first because mine is the one that's going to count, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
That's fair. Okay. I have Dr. Stabell at 13 points.
That's what I.
Woo!
I have Nigel at 14 points. I have Mackenzie at 15 points. And I have Victoria at 16 and a half points.
That is exactly what I have. So we have
Did
our
not see
winner.
that coming.
Our winner is
Victoria?
Victoria Santorino.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
You are the master
Thank-
of tasks. Mackenzie.
Thank you. I really didn't see it coming. No, I genuinely didn't. I thought every single one of them as I did them was horrifyingly trash.
yeah.
But I'm happy the
texted me that
public
after
and
every-
the Taskmaster enjoyed them. So
Can I be honest with you, Victoria? I didn't see it
please,
coming.
please, I would expect something less.
I'm a little surprised at my own math. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Slow and steady wins the race.
And Mackenzie came in second. Brilliant performance, Mackenzie.
Thank
If
you. I also
Jackie,
did not see that coming.
Might have edged out in front if you were able to hide your legs.
Yes, if only I could chop my legs off for that. 30 seconds. It would have been
I
great.
I will say, I just looked down at the chat and Dr. Carlson's making fun of us for taking that long to do math.
Never mind what she can do. She can stay in Florida and pick leaves.
Find leaves.
Okay,
Um,
folks, thank you very much. And now that we've crowned the
Thanks,
master of
guys.
tips, it's time to say
Yes.
goodbye. But before we go, I want to thank our contestants. I want to thank
Yes,
all
thank
the
you,
folks
guys.
who sponsored us along the way in the, when we were supposed to be doing this on campus, and then continue to support us further on. And most importantly, I want to thank Catherine, whose persistence and tireless hard work.
Yeah, Catherine.
This truly would not have happened with her. And though she's graduating this year and may not be able to actively participate in future Taskmaster events, this will be your legacy, Catherine.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching and I'll see what ICTV does.
Maybe we can take the trophy in her image.
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
Ooh.
You're going to have to take a cast. So thank you for making this happen. And until next time, be safe, be healthy, and most importantly, when you find yourself engaged in some ridiculous activity but think you somehow got the better of it, please take a minute and record it. Send it to us. We'll be happy to judge you and to laugh at your expense. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.